Hello, thanks for tuning in to another image critique video here on the Boudoir Guild. My name is Mike Lloyd. I have been a professional photographer for over a decade, and I'm a certified print competition judge through PPA. So I've trained to learn how to do this, and I've judged competitions all over the country, both in person and online, both print and digital work, and I'm stoked that you're here today. The value of these videos is that you get to hear constructive feedback and improve your photography, even if they're not your images. And I always recommend entering every competition you can, even if you don't think you're going to win. It's not about winning, it's about getting better at your craft. I mean, obviously, winning's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but if you can submit images and get feedback, who cares what your score is? You're improving your photography. And it's great to watch other people's work get critiqued also, because you're still going to keep learning. And again, it's not about being the best, it's not about winning something, as wonderful as that may be. It's about constantly learning, because there's no such thing as being the best photographer or making the best image. Art is entirely subjective. We all have opinions on what things stand out to us and what things mean to us. So as long as you can get better at conveying what you want to convey, that is a win, and that's what you can learn here in this video. So without any further ado, let's dive in. This one's really balanced. You're like, good amount of weight. Okay. So if you like split the frame apart, you've got an even amount of weight on all the sides. You've got a good diagonal here. The composition is fantastic. Good separation from the background. I like the shadows on the ground. Good expression. I like the arm here. Hand on the hair looks good. This arm is perfect. There's not a ton of separation here, and we're losing a bit of her face in the shadow on this side. It looks like, I mean, you can tell by where the shadows are. You've got one light coming in this way and another one coming in this way, but it looks pretty even all the way across. Yeah, because you can see the shadow right here. So light coming in from two different directions, and that's like where it's splitting is right there. Okay, so I feel like I'd want to see more light on the side here. And if you change the angle of the lights, right? Because if you look at the background too, you've got a pretty even gradient that comes down this way, and then the natural vignette, which I think is a great compositional tool here. But to me, it feels too even, kind of too flat here, but we're losing like the face part in the shadow, and the focus is like neck and cheek, just because of how bright that is in the image compared to the rest of her. But I like the coloration. I like the texture. The exposure is good otherwise. I think it's just the amount of light that hits the front of her face versus the side. There's just a lot of skin right here. But overall, solid photo. So you totally nailed this pose. Gorgeous shape, expression. You got the good separation in here. That was perfect. You can see the lips. The hands look super comfortable and just like perfect shape in here. You can see a little more of this thigh and nothing on this side, but it's like really, really close to being perfectly symmetrical. It is cropped way too tight though, because there's like no space here. There's a little bit of separation here, but her bottom is like right at the bottom of the frame, and it is pretty tight. Yeah, if you gave her more space in this photo on the outside edges, I think it would breathe a lot better. The lighting's great. I'm sure she loves how her deltoids and traps are looking right now. But yeah, the expression, the hair, everything else looks great. It's just cropped too tight. Okay. Great choice in lighting, if I don't say so myself. So I love the directional side lighting. Obviously, I'm kind of partial to that look. What do you mean by that? Struggle with interrupting moments. Okay, so I'm digging the pose here. I think she's turned very well. I love the colors in her hair, the way that pops. I like the separation here, and the shape of her face. A couple things. Again, it comes down to the crop. Like it's pretty tight because you can see some separation back here, but just a little bit. And I think I would either want to see more separation to have like a whole triangle back there, or cropping like here so there's no gap at all. And same thing up here. I would brighten that just a little bit so you can see more of that hair separated from the background, because there is a little bit of separation there, but she almost fades in. And then the crop in the belly button, it's kind of a weird place to crop. I'd go a little bit lower or a little bit more above that. And the thing with this kind of lighting is the weight of the image, like where you place the subject when you frame the image is not necessarily where those lines are going to be when you take the photo. So what I mean is, like, you've got her down the center, right? The highlight, the face down her body here is down the center, but then you've got this arm over here and you've got tons of black space over here. And so that's why I think if you were to move that crop over, it would balance it. So the center of your image would really be like a little bit to the left instead of here, shifting it over just a little bit. And then this weight here will balance this weight here. And this is a thing that I still have to keep in mind also when I'm shooting. And I don't know how many tens of thousands of images like this that I've taken, right? Because this is the only style of boudoir that I shoot. So she is framed up perfectly for like a normal lighting setup. But because only this side of her is lit and this side is not, then you have to shift the center of the image to compensate for where the new weight is. And you can see it's not quite center. It's a little bit off to the side, but it's not on a third either. You're like halfway in between there. Okay, you don't want to break the emotion to fix the pose. I don't know how to get to do that without breaking anything yet. Okay, so what I do to make sure that that isn't going to be an issue is I will get the whole scene like set up and totally ready to go and get them in a position that no matter what happens, I'm going to be framed properly and just go from there. And I know there are times where no matter what, something happens and you have to just like throw the camera up real quick and take the shot. And I would rather have that emotion in an image than a technically perfect photo. I mean, if it's being judged for a print competition, that's not necessarily the focus, but providing that to your client, they don't care if your center line's a little bit off or if, right, any of the things that I've been talking about. They're things that I strive for and that you can strive for in your shoots, but having that real emotion and that connection, that is going to resonate so much more with your clients. And that's what they're going to buy. Well, that was a fun one. I hope you learned a lot. And again, I hope you learned a lot from all of my videos, but this one especially. And if you would like to get your image critiqued here on the Boudoir Guild, just email me, mike@boudoirguild.com. Send me your image, no watermarks, please, and I will feature you here on the channel. Nothing but constructive criticism. You can improve your craft and help other people do the same by being brave enough to share your work. And you can remain anonymous if you want to. I don't have to use anyone's name if you prefer that I don't. I have tons of other videos on this channel, other critique videos, my own tips and tricks on how to do lighting, how to do posing, composition, all of that. And if you want to learn even more, head to boudoirguild.com and I have step-by-step walkthroughs on everything that I do in my own business to generate multiple six figures of income. You can do the same. You are amazing. We'll see you inside.